So here's this irony, right? We are in this economic crisis, and how do you really build and catapult leadership when people are barely in a position to support themselves? And then mental health, we were just talking about mental health, which is like a double whammy. So the underprivileged, to the middle class, to the highly privileged, how do you really build that right set of psychographic and demographic that will take the nation forward when you're in the deeps of an economic crisis? So this is the time when we need leadership most, but then how do you also build it? And because of your experience in so many, you are at the, you work at the intersection of so many fields, perhaps you'll be best suited to answer this.
I think when there is when a big ship is sinking, right? You basically get to see the courage of people. You get to see the people who
Yeah.
have the ability to put others first, and we are seeing that. I think, for example, the healthcare workers across the country, they have families. They have put others first. Even the frontline workers, people in police. There's so many people across the society that are showing unprecedented courage to be there and to do their work. As a country, it is important that we recognize that leadership. Sometimes uh, we get used to the leadership that media has defined and the leadership that appears glorified. I think we don't see leadership in somebody who's just ensuring that a hospital is running, for example, right, in these times. Or we don't see leadership in somebody who's ensuring that the essential supplies are working. So I think that is one thing. The definition of leadership has to be much more tangible in the country rather than rhetorical. Second, alongside, I think that for us to get out of this situation, as I said earlier, also that we have to think about what is it that we can collectively do. We are not going to, if the economic crisis continues, we are not looking at a situation where for a government school everybody will be able to, any state government will be able to offer a laptop to every child, right? If a laptop to every child is not possible because of budget constraints for a state government, then what is the alternative that is possible that still uses digital education opportunities and collectively teaches? That alternative is to be able to teach teachers in a different way, train teachers in a different way, that they may be able to work with one projector for an entire class whenever the school reopens. So we have to think that how can technology enable a sharing economy which is much more low cost than what a rich country may be able to do. And again, over there, the professional skills and what I defined as public entrepreneurship will come into force. The public health models that are emerging, all the way from how people are securing health through telemedicine and other systems, other plug and play systems, box hospitals in our case, right? I think those systems are going to be useful. A good government at a state level, not necessarily at a national level, but even at a national level, any good government right now has to look at the last 1 year and see that who are the citizens or citizens collectives or organizations who have done something which is good, which is scalable and benefits the entire society. They don't have to invent a lot of things. There are enough examples that are there that could be replicated. So I think uh, I would say that at this point in time, leadership is about looking uh, within about things that are working and exemplifying them, amplifying them, and scaling them. And at the same time, as I said, communicating that these are not ordinary times. Don't measure these times. Don't measure progress of your life um, in the ordinary way that you've been measuring all the time, right? So these are some of the thoughts that I have on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank,
Ever inspiring and very, very fruitful. Thank you.
thanks, Kangshi. Thanks, and thanks, Ghanshyam, for that.